I'm Nick Miller. I work on our talent acquisition team here at Velosio, and I particularly focus on a lot of our early career individuals that are moving into the organization and our partnership with Velosio University that we do to bring those students in. I've been here for about a year and a half now, and it's been fantastic. I love it here. I think soft skills have always been important in both the educational and professional world. But I think over the past several years, due to the pandemic and moving remote and things like that, they've really been highlighted now more so than ever. And I think it's incredibly important that this focus is really being placed in the educational setting as well. So when these individuals are getting technical training, it's important that we focus on soft skills as well, like communication or problem solving or ethics training, things like that. And I think back to my time in school, and I took a course in ethics and technology, and allowing myself to be able to look at some of those soft skills through a more technical lens and how they fit into the world today with technology really gave me a new outlook and new insights into how to approach some of these issues and problems. So I think it's just really important to offer it through that lens. And not only that, but make sure we're offering real world scenarios for these individuals that are pursuing a technical degree, and get them internships or co-ops, or even place them in hackathons or something where they're facing some real world pressures while they're building their technical skills, so that they also have to focus on building up those soft skills as well. Yeah, I think the shift to remote has really highlighted the need for all of us to have some level of technical proficiency in our day to day work, and I think it's also created a lot more opportunities in the tech field that are quite frankly outpacing the number of opportunities are outpacing what we're able to support from number of individuals who are stepping into these roles that are qualified to step into them. And I think it's important that universities take opportunities to partner with businesses to create chances for these students to gain real world experience, so that that transition from the educational background into the professional world is a little bit more seamless, and they're a little bit more ready to kind of jumpstart that part of their career. But more importantly than that, I think a lot of the burden is on businesses to understand that it's not sustainable to only go after seasoned, experienced individuals to fill these roles. That those numbers are quite frankly going down year over year. So it's important that we're finding individuals who are hungry to get into tech, who have a lot of great soft skills, and we can provide the training for it to get them up to speed and get them where they need to be to really step into those roles, and be prepared to take on those opportunities. There's a lot of great programs out there that are help filling that gap in in terms of number of individuals that are ready to step into these tech roles. The first thing that comes to mind for me from an educational perspective is the Microsoft Academic Alliance. It's a great program that Microsoft offers to universities to offer them some curriculum in a lot of the tech stack in the Microsoft ecosystem, whether it's related to ERP or CRM or modern work, or really any of the solutions that are out there offered by them. And it allows these students to gain some hands-on experience with the product and get them prepared to take the certification test at the end, and have that leaving school, which is a really great opportunity for them to come out of school with that. The second thing that really comes to mind for me is there's obviously a very large pool of people who maybe didn't go to school with a technical background, or maybe have no real experience in the space, but they want to get into it. Microsoft offers programs like the Microsoft Power Up program. It's a really great opportunity for individuals to sign up. I want to say it's either 8 to 12 weeks, and it allows them to gain experience in the Power Platform, get it access to a development environment, build some applications so that they have a portfolio when they are finished with that program, and prepared to take the certification exam as well. But it's geared towards individuals with no technical background, no coding background, anything like that. So I think it's just a really great opportunity to get people who want to be in tech involved in tech. And finally, and probably the one that's closest to my heart and the one that I'm most passionate about, is Velosio University. This is a great program that we offer here at Velosio that's geared towards new grads who they have an educational background that is, pretty relevant to the work that we do here. They usually have some really strong soft skills, but they haven't necessarily received a lot of hands-on training with technical tools that they'd be using. So we bring them in. We have a really robust curriculum in place that gives them soft skills trainings, gives them trainings in some of the professional skills like presenting that they'll be doing often, a lot of technical training. We help get them certifications. It's just a really great opportunity to bridge that gap from moving from an educational environment to a professional environment, which can be really difficult. And it's a lot more structured, and just a really great opportunity to really you know get a really great jump start to their career. I think these programs really have the opportunity to really be life changing for a lot of people. I mean, the barrier to getting into tech can oftentimes be seen as incredibly high or costly, but Microsoft recognizing that we need to get more people prepared to fill all of these open roles, and businesses like Velosio recognizing that need as well has been really great for these people, because it's allowing them to get involved in the space that for virtually free. I know some individuals who have come into the Velocity University program who are making a career transition, and it's allowed them to find a career that they're passionate about. It's really changed the way that they approach work. Allowed them to increase even from a compensation perspective, which is important to a lot of us. So it really makes a huge impact on these individuals' lives who are able to get into tech with a much lower barrier to entry than maybe we've seen in the past. I think one of the biggest things that we should do to make sure we're preparing individuals to not just be prepared for technology today, but for all of the jobs that are going to come in the future, is to really focus on the fundamentals and interdisciplinary learning. Rather than just focusing on specific tools or specific languages, emphasize fundamental concepts like problem solving or the ability to learn and adapt. And not only that, but even in the educational setting, focus on things like data science, solution design, and business and ethics. Things that are going to provide you value throughout your career, and are going to be helpful to you regardless of whatever tech stack you happen to be working with at the time. Yeah, a lot of people come to me, looking for advice as a recruiter, and three things really come to mind for me, when approaching your career and what it looks like in tech. The first one being, you need to be a lifelong learner. Tech is going to forever change, and you're never going to be able to learn it all. But take on as much as you can. Say yes to as many opportunities as you can, and understand that just because your formal education has ended doesn't mean that your learning has stopped. The second thing that really comes to mind for me is build a strong network. And what I mean by that is make sure that you have peers and mentors that you can rely on to bounce ideas off of, to get new insights, to learn about new opportunities, and just really have a group of people that you can lean on when you need assistance. And the third thing, and probably the most important to me, is really just understand that you're going to face a lot of challenges. You're going to face a lot of setbacks. Things are going to be constantly changing, and you're not always going to have the answer. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. Recognize when you don't know something, it's okay. It's just a learning opportunity for you to, grow your knowledge base and, really grow in your career. And, I think that's probably the most important to me, is just understand that it's never a failure and it's just an opportunity.